Hi, I am Yoshihito and welcome to our video tutorial about IT tools, IT application tools in business, and we are using Microsoft Excel. In this video, we'll talk about Module 3, Pivot Tables. Our objective at the end of this lesson is students should be able to determine and discuss what is the use of pivot table in spreadsheet, create, sort, filter, format, design, and manage pivot tables. Specify pivot tables data, change a pivot calculation, add and remove data from a pivot tables, group pivot tables item, create a pivot chart, and use pivot table slicer. There are many ways to analyze worksheets data, including sorting and filtering records. These modules explain how to use pivot table to analyze data range. A pivot table is usually the best way to summarize and analyze data range or tables. Pivot tables are good for groupings and or expanding levels of data, switching columns and rows, pivoting data, and filtering sorting. They lend themselves particularly well summarize long lists of data that need to be summed. These modules explain how to create pivot tables, modify their structures, creating pivot charts that graphically illustrate pivot tables. Hi, what we're going to discuss for today is about pivot tables. So as you can see, I have tables data here below. There's a list of the employee and the items, as well as the price and quantity, and what branch was the store, and some data is a date. So before we start, let's just discuss first what's the difference between tables data and the pivot tables. So in a table data, the data or the records are fixed, but on the pivot table, those are summarized, and it is also dynamic. You can change or modify what would be the column and the row for each reports or uh, pivot. So let's start. So before you create a pivot table, make sure you don't have any blank row or blank column in your table data. So it's just easy to create a pivot table. So you can just click on your data and then click insert tab and then pivot table. So there will be a pop-up here uh, asking what would be the range of your table data and where to be located or where you want to place your pivot data or pivot table. So I'll choose here on existing worksheet and then place it next after my pivot data or my table, and then click OK, and then there will be another set of tabs here or panel here. So you can drag, like for example I want to show what are the item on my table. So you can just click and drag what are the rows. So as you can see, there are only three items on my table. So like for example, I want to count the data on my what you call this item. So you can also drag the item on the values. So you can see the counting, like for example, I have 8 laptops, 8 smartphone and 8 TVs. So if you click this one, the 8, there will be another spreadsheet here will be created. So these are the 8 laptops. So these are the data on your pivot table uh, with this corresponding item, like for example here. So in this case, they are all 8 count for every item. So uh, for example, you want to count the pricing or the price of the uh, item, like for example here. So you just remove the data and then for the values on the item, so just place it as values on price. So these are the a total or the sum of laptop and the sum of the smartphone under the smartphone and then this TV. So same thing as well. You can, if you double click it, so it will gives you the item or the tables. So it will create. So you can see the sum here. So 28,000. So if you going to your pivot table, there will be the 28,000. Okay, so I think we already discussed on how to create a simple pivot. Have another columns. For example, a date under the column. So you can drag the date under the column. So you can see instead of the total only under the laptop sales, it has a column as well now, the date or the months here, like for example September, and then the other column or the other row is the October, the month of October. So you have a grand total of 24,000 for the laptop. So same thing as well, you can also click here. It will show you another tables, like for example here. So these are the tables, or these are the data under the pivot that says about laptop on the date of uh, October. So if you can see, so I'll put it back on my pivot, so you can check what are those tab what are those item on those pivot tables we click. So as well as the grand total, you can also double click to see what are the data being computed in this grand total. So there are some report that they requires, like for example, to filter it by the branch. Like for example, I want to add some filter about branch. So I want to see only the branch of Pampanga. So here, so meaning these are the only item and months that being sold, or these are the item being sold under the branch of Pampanga. So there are a lot of what you call this report that can do in a pivot, that can help in decision making from their business, to have a comparison from the other branch as well. So if you don't want to do the filter about branch, you can remove here, just click and then drag here, so it will remove the filtering about the branch. So like for example, under the row, we want to show as well as the branch. so store branch, so you can also drag here the store branch under the row. So you can see it will display the item or the item as well as the branch which being sold from that branch. Like for example here in Visayas I have only TV, and then in Tarlac something like that. So if you want to replace their order, like for example here I have the laptop, and then you can just drag and then replace it. So what province are being sold on the laptop, uh, what province or what are the store branch and under the uh, what you call this smartphone. So there are a lot of reports that you can create with the pivot. Just remember what do you want to get or to summarize or to get the computation of your report. So you can play around what on the what you call this area below, so you can get a useful report that can help you to decide on your business or on your report. So you can also design your pivot, like for example here just click the design, so you can remove the header, so and then you can remove the header columns. So you can change as well the color, like for example you want to make it black or gray, so you can do it like this. So you want to uh, banded rows, then the banded column as well. So you can click here. You can explore the table style or pivot table style here. So you can select some example here. So I choose the black, for example this one, and then the under the grand total, you can see here there's a grand total about the laptop, grand total about the store brands as well as here. So you can remove that if you don't want, like for example you don't want to grand total the rows and column, you just turn it off, so you just show the columns and the rows. So if you want to just want to show the rows only, so there you go. And then if you want the grand total for the columns only, you can also use the column only. Okay, so I think we already discussed how to design the pivot table. So let us try now how to change the calculation on change the rows, like for example you want to change instead of item, you want to see the sales for your employee, for your every employee, and then the item that being sold or the item that being sell. So let's just clear the pivot we made before. So under the click first the pivot inside the pivot, and then click the analyze, and then so you can go here, clear, and then clear all, so you can start a new one now. So the reports we are trying to create is, like for example we want to know the employee. So like for example here I have the list of employee now. So and then we want to know the data about the sales per employee. So we just click here the price, and then under the value, and then we want to know what are those item that being sold under those price or the sale. So you can just click the item here at the column. So here, so you can see now the what item that being sold by these employees. So like for example, a laptop, TV, and then a smartphone for this one. So these are the what you call this item that being sold by your employees, for example. So instead of what you call this the price, you want to count the item, so you can just like for example remove this field and then count the item. So count of item, so here, so it will count the item that being sold instead of price, so instead of the numeric value. But if you want to replace this is as the price, so you can just click and then or drag the price and then how many call item that being sold in this item. So you will see here, so it will add another column and then the sum of price. So for example, you want to replace this as a sale instead of sum of price, so you can just click it here the arrow and then change the value setting. So here, so custom names, you can just put sales and then count. Is that correct? Okay, then there, so it will replace at sale. So and then for example you want this to become a have a what you call this dollar sign, so you can also click here and then values field setting and then numeric number format, so currency, so you can choose the symbol, for example um, peso uh, or dollar. You just choose dollar sign, then how many decimal places you want, so 2, and then click OK. So it will replace this into a dollar or currency format. So there that's how to change or modify the pivot tables we are use. So since we already know how to what you call this use the pivot, so um, you can explore the areas below here. You can drag what was the data or the row you needed to be summarized, or you need to count or to sum, so you can have a useful report. So to clear, or for example you have added another set of data here, so your pivot will not automatically like for example I will add this another set of data here, so your pivot table will not or I will replace this one like for example I was mistake have a mistake, like for example this one is 50 or 4,000. So to make it reflect on your pivot table, you just click the pivot and then analyze and then click the refresh here, so refresh all. So there you go. So this one will automatically update your pivot table. So I hope you learn about the pivot table. So let's move now on the pivot chart. So pivot chart it also same with pivot table, but in this uh, case, instead of table, these are charts. Like for example, you need to click here, a line graph or bar chart, column. So you can just click if you want to use the column, and then so you can see here the number of sales, and then what are the items that being sold. So those are the employees. So like for example, you can also filter here which employees you want to show, or you can also uh, show filter here uh, what are the item you want to show only. And then um, this chart is about a bar chart, and then you can use the other pivot charts, like the pie chart and some of the graph there. So you can explore and use some of the charts you want to create. So you will have a nice graphical representation of your data. So just remember, when you create a pivot table, you must need to know first what are the things you want to know, or to help you to decide what reports you needed, so that it will become a useful report, not only what you call this, a list of data, something like that. So every time you create a pivot table, so you must what you call this, have a target that you need to be get on those data. Like for example, here I want to see what who are the among of the employee has the large or the highest sales for the this graph. So here, and also what item are being most sold, something like that. So there are a lot of ways. Just explore this pivot, what you call this, the area below in creating a pivot, so you can have a meaningful report. I hope you have learned about the pivot tables topic from this module. So if you have some questions, clarification, you can just reach us with Sir Christian Malyari. So have a good day. Thank you.